Yo, what's good? Nation, that's all from Burner family. Let's go ahead and get after this recap of this draft. So, right off, say the draft overall, if I was Thayer Mumford, I would be happy. I feel like first couple picks in the draft showed that they are willing, the Raiders are willing and expecting to let Thayer Mumford start at right tackle next season. Follow me. So, first pick, Bowers, great pick. Top rated tight end in the draft, one of the top, definitely 14 players in the entire draft. I've heard top five. I think that might be a little bit of a stretch, but we'll see how it plays off. But he definitely was right on the pick number, talent level wise, overall for the pick. So it wasn't a reach at all. It was a great pick. However, there were a couple tackles. Let's just say, I was going to say several, just say it was a couple tackles left. Namely, Fuaga from Oregon State was right there on the board. Played right tackle, wasn't a project, was pretty much plug and play. Nasty guy like AP and them, but they took Bowers instead. All right. So second pick come around, they catch another great pick, a guy that many projected to be a first rounder, first interior O lineman taken perhaps. Didn't happen, but he ended up being there in JPJ, Jackson Powers Johnson from Oregon. He plays center, is a big guy, 300-pound guy, strong, nasty dude as well. Plays to the echo of the whistle. Is probably going to play guard right off because these are young guys too. True juniors, like Telesco said. So Bowers and Jackson Powers Johnson are two true juniors. So these are young guys that's still developing. But I see Bowers as more like a H-back type, like that second tight end playing right off the wing, that wing tight end, or the coming out the backfield, going in motion, doing all kind of stuff like that, getting the mismatches on linebackers and whatnot. And then JPJ is probably going to be a guard, which they were saying Mumford was going to kick into guard. So now Andre James just got paid, so money talks. So I'm thinking JPJ right guard, Mumford right tackle, Parham left guard, and our guy Colton Miller left tackle. So and then we got the next guy that I'm about to talk about for depth. So Delmar Glaze, the big fella out of University of Maryland. His teammates with Jacorian Bennett. Shout out to Jacorian. Check it though. This guy is now Mumford. You feel me? Feel what I'm saying? Drafted higher, although, but this guy is Mumford now. So he played left and right tackle for Maryland, right? We used Mumford the same way. He was a developmental guy, so we didn't expect a lot for him. He got better in camp as each camp went through, right? Mumford, the same guy. So they expect to develop him as a swing tackle, maybe even eventually kicking him into guard and having a power guard after Andre James plays this contract out and they move Powers Johnson to the center, and then kick this dude in the guard, draft another tackle later, and still have Mumford at the tackle. So those three factors right there, glaring endorsements for Thayer Mumford to play offensive tackle, right tackle for the Las Vegas Raiders starting out. All right, so then from there, so remember, I had projections. I said, we look back at it in day three, right? We had already talked about what happened on the first 2 days. We got Bowers, and then we did the second and third round picks of third round pick. It was gonna be pick number 77. I wanted TJ Tampa. Remember that? I was saying, let's get that guy right there at that pick. Remember that? But that's where they got the tackle. So they went Glaze. So when they got DJ Glaze, I knew right then that they the endorsement completely for Thayer Mumford. Then the next time around at 112, I was saying Tampa. Remember that? I was pounding the table for TJ Tampa. Um, they passed on him at 112 and got the Camrion Richardson. All right. So everybody was like, who? Right. Well, all DCAM is it looks like a faster TJ Tampa. Both 6'2", both around 200 pounds. Difference is Tampa was around the 4'6" range, and this kid ran a 4'3". I suspect scouting Jaden Daniels when they was checking tape on Jaden Daniels to make sure that if the opportunity to jump up was there, they was going to take him, and why. This kid kept jumping up because he played for Mississippi State, and his best reps was against Malik Neighbors and Jaden Daniels and those guys at Ohio State. I mean, Louisiana State, LSU. That he balled against them. He had some straight plays where he was just smothering Malik Neighbors. I think sometimes in scouting another kid, you end up seeing other kids. That might have been what happened right here. So even though it wasn't Tampa and they could have got Tampa, it was the this gets TJ Tampa. A big corner, like I said, they needed, and guys just faster. All right, and then they went. I was saying also that we needed a linebacker, right? I said the guy Tyrese Knight out of UTEP, but guess what? All right, we picking at 100. Raiders picking at 149 after the pick, right? 112. So I, I had guys originally, Troy Franklin and Kyrie Jackson. They were gone before the Raiders even selected. So that corner and that playmaker receiver was gone. They didn't even get the playmaker receiver at all. All right, but I had those guys on my board, and the NFL did too. Remember, these guys were ranked. Well, Troy and Kyrie were ranked right there at the top of the third round. I'm sorry, of the fourth round. Um, and they went accordingly. Some of that was just wishful thinking, like if they'd take them, obvious, like duh. But we had 148, and uh, all the guys that I had talked about, Franklin, Tampa, Kyrie Jackson, Tyrese Knight, the linebacker from UTEP, Ray Davis, the running back from Kentucky, Isaac Garindo, the running back from Louisville. Remember, I've been pounding the table. Me and Isaiah. Shout out to Isaiah on the Garindo. All these guys were gone by 148, and these dudes, the running backs, Davis and Garindo, was projected in the 200s. So we spoke on them on here, on they follow from burners, and guess what happened? These dudes go in the top 130, and they was like at top 230. You could look it up. Shit, it's still on the internet. So all the guys I had on my board was gone by the time we picked at in the fifth round. All these dudes was gone, and I'm telling you, some of them was ranked in the 200s. I'm not mad at Troy Franklin and Kyrie Jackson being gone. We passed on Tampa because we got a faster him, we think. But then Knight, Ray Davis, and Garindo were all gone, and they're supposed to be there till like the round. They were going in the 5th round. Anyway, we end up getting Tommy Eichenberg from Ohio State after in the 5th round at 148. I had saw Tommy Eichenberg and liked him. Kind of reminded me of Lane, but I was like, we already got that. I was looking for somebody to be more Diablo to push him. I felt like Eichenberg was a little slow and a little unathletic. Then in the 6th round, they got the kid Dylan Laube from New Hampshire. As you look at film on him, he is Ray Davis. I'm just saying. I'm just keeping it 1,000. Wow, he is Ray Davis. They the same type of player, except Ray Davis was long gone. So shout out to the scouts for pivoting and finding a guy just like that. Uh, Guy gonna be good, punt return guy, kick return guy, especially with the new rules. And I can see him as a nice third down guy. But first, he's gonna be a special teams guy. Eventually develop nice third down, change of pace. Late in the game when the defense is tired, he gonna come in there with the fresh legs and making cuts and moves and all that, and scoring some. I can see him some big moments for him as he develops, gets a little bigger and stronger. Because he's about it. I like him. He is Ray Davis. Ray Davis go to Buffalo though, the pick for them. Um, and then our other guy I had talked about, Garindo, the big back with speed, went to San Francisco at 129. So, man, follow for burners, man. That's just all, that's man. These dudes was projecting in the 200s. You can go back and look at it. So instead of Tyrese Knight, we got Tommy Eichenberg. Instead of Ray Davis, we got Dylan Laube. And then we took flyers on Trey Taylor and MJ Devonshire. Trey Taylor, big hitter from Air Force. Ended up being a player, man. Look like one of those type of picks, man, that can end up panning out later to be one of them all-time picks. And then M. Devonshire, I believe, was selected, has some punt return ability. A smaller corner, looks more like a nickel, I believe, just to kind of push Jacorian and Nate. Also, he has some punt return abilities. All right, so that's the recap of the draft. Let's just take a look at these guys a little bit. I had queued up. Let's check out Richardson. Start off. So check him out. Some quick highlights of the guy. Thirsty. Playing in the SEC. Big. Plays fast. Aggressive. AP type guy. Like we said. We only wanted guys with a little attitude. Look at him fight for the ball. SEC. D'ing dudes up. And dudes back, man, in general. So good aggressive guy over there on that side, just over on that right side, like we said, opposite of Jack Jones. So let's watch Tommy Eichenberg, 35, Ohio State. Boom. Yeah, see, so he's ill. He's an ill dude. No question. No question he's ill. I'm just hoping he can be athletic enough in the National Football League. It's different from college. It's different from college. It's gonna be a different lot faster. But at the time, he might be able to develop into something nasty because he's a player. And from what I hear, he's all foot, all foot all the time. Makes play after play. Yeah, we know they had a lot of good players, but he still is making a lot of plays, and he's lives, sleeps, and breathes foot. Because he's gonna be, so I think he's gonna be one of them type of linebackers play for a long time. He'll do a little bit of development. He's gonna be a player that's gonna be good for a long time. We see we have one more. Little Tommy Eichenberg, little um DeCameron Richardson, just to show the cast we got. Pause. Um, so overall, so they got best tight end in the draft, one of the top, at least for sure, 13 players in the draft. They got the best interior O lineman in the entire draft. They got a nice, solid project tackle that may actually turn into an all pro potentially on the side, and it could be a solid, backup low side. And Delmore Glaze at the third round pick. When they took the fourth round and selected DeCameron Richardson, they got TJ Tampa, the big corner, physical that they needed, a bit faster. In the fifth round, they came back around and got Tommy Eichenberg, the live, sleep, and breathe football guy. Which I asked they need a linebacker, Tyrese Nice. So they ended up addressing that. Uh, Sixth round rebounded with uh, Dylan Lowby. It was Ray Davis type player. So they covered all the bases. Trey Taylor could end up being a solid contributor or even perhaps a starter one day after Epps' contract is up, or pushing both Epps and Merrick and the kid last year, Chris Smith, that they drafted for playing time. I could see being a big special teams contributor, and actually makes the football team, gets a jersey on Sunday. And then they took a flyer on the guy, MJ Devonshire, guy that's going to push last year's fourth round pick, Jacorian Bennett, who I did a video on. Also, he's got some return ability, so he could push for a roster spot as well. So guys like Andre Carter, and you know, uh, you don't notice this guy's gonna be trying to push for a jersey. So yeah, that's just recap draft. Overall, like they addressed everything they needed to. Got some tough guys. Kind of got some steals. No head scratchers. I'm gonna give him a solid A on the draft. Solid A. So I ain't called y'all, man. Uh, just win, baby. And like all peace.